So for the end of the year, we finally get the Batman Returns collection from McFarlane. For me, McFarlane always makes some nice accessories which you can use for other projects, custom projects, and here you can see my DC Multiverse from Mattel and DC Multiverse from McFarlane's customized figure merged together into the 6-inch scale variant. And this is a figure that I totally customized. I made some custom pants. I used the sports coat from Mattel and I used the bigger coat from McFarlane. And on top of each other, it really looks like the look from the movie. I painted the champagne colored vest he's wearing. Some of the rhinestones I glued to the buttons and one rhinestone to the tie. I repainted the head sculpt so he doesn't look down anymore, gave him a repaint. I'm not totally happy with the final result. I've also repainted the hat to look a little bit more like its material, so the leather strap just around it, and then the rest of it is like dabbed with paint, so it looks like it's a little bit textured in means of felt or something suede, but not completely. So just wanted to get this video out there because a lot of these people have been reviewing figures and doing things with them, and I want to give my 2 cents with a customized view. So the potential is there in the McFarlane figures, but it's so many cut corners that I almost feel like they just quit when they were 50% in the process. And sometimes I wonder if I can just use a little bit of material from the same figure or jacket, and since I purchased around 12 packages of the Penguin Commandos because I want a real big display for Batman Returns because I can use it for Christmas decorations as well, I decided to cut up one of the coats, and that would also mean that I had to destroy one to make a better one because I wanted to use the same fur. It's not really accurate, it should be more darker. I wanted to have something around the sleeves, at the end of the sleeves for this sewer jacket that he's wearing, and there should also be a little bit of fur on the pockets that are non-existent here. So I redid the entire thing, so I cut off one of the fur and I cut it into 2 and put it around the sleeves. I fully wired this entire thing, so at the front so it can shape better, and at the like overlapping part which goes over the shoulder so it falls down truly. The cheap look of this is actually because it's not wired and it doesn't stay in place. It just gets back to its generic shape as soon as you let go of it. So I stitched up a lot of iron wire throughout, and you can see it really holds well. It's really strong wire and it just gives a more premium look for the entire thing. But I'm not finished with this project. For Max Shrek, I am really happy that we get this really clean look of his head sculpt and that we get a extra head sculpt, but this is my figure that I already had done. I used the Emperor Dune head, but it wasn't really accurate, but I didn't want to redo the hair. But as soon as the leaks started to come out that Max Shrek was coming, I knew I was going to just settle for that one because the hair would be more accurate. Now, it looks like some kind of cartoonish animated version, I do have to say. For a lot of these characters, Penguin maybe not so much, but Catwoman looks like more of an animated version or an artistic take on the character instead of just having likeness and not really matching it. I do like the details of a lot of these head sculpts. I want to say that the Penguin really looks like Danny DeVito, Max Shrek really looks like Christopher Walken, and I don't really know about Catwoman to be honest, and the Penguin Commandos are simply awesome. I immediately looked out for fodder parts, which is just a black suit with a white shirt, and I might want to add a bow tie and stuff, repaint the neck, but this is just a like prototype version of the burn version of Max Shrek in a like Mezco style, where he's wearing the black gloves. He's also wearing a coat, so I might need to get a coat to go around it to make it look a little bit more or have a little bit more of shelf presence, because right now it's a little bit, well, just boring in my opinion, but it was just a quick mock-up to see what we could do. This is the part where I really want to applaud McFarlane Toys because these are ready as can be, straight out of the package. These Penguin Commandos, I just got in 3, but I'm getting 9 more, so 12 in total. 36 of these Penguin Commandos will be added on my shelves. I will throw away all the packaging. These are as ready as can be. Look at the paintwork, look at the details. This is something they should do more. And this is also the point where it's weird because they release a army builder and you can only get one per person, or you have to get them from separate places to complete this all. I just decided to go throughout a few places because I could order a few of them at one place and a few of them at one place, but at the last place where I purchased some, I could just pre-order as many as I wanted. So I got 12 in total and everything is on the way. And yeah, that's just something that's really odd in Europe and in America. The prices are really different because I paid 40 euros, which is around $45 per figure, per package. And the penguin duck was 110 euros, which is around $120. Here you can see what the penguin coat actually looks like on the McFarlane body. It's a little bit nicer because the coat is a little bit taller, but for me, I just don't really care about this scale. And when I put them next to the Mezco Batman, for me, it's just too tall, a little bit too tall. And that's unfortunate, but I will be, I think, trimming the legs on this one as well as my the duck version, where he's wearing the pajamas or the long johns suit, because it would be more accurate and the top part is just fat and the arms don't really matter as much. But as long as he matches with the other penguin that I have with the gray coat, then we'll be fine. Batman is a odd one, but I did notice as soon as I start to remove the cape that there's some nice detailing, reused parts. I really can't be bothered posing up these figures because, as you can see in the video, just the clicking mechanic of the posing of these figures, I can't defend this. This just sucks in my opinion. But then again, I just removed the cape. I replaced it with a Mezco Golden Age cape and I repainted that entirely black so you can see some blue streaks here and there because I wasn't really finished apparently because that part was folded up or hidden in the entire black cape. And I think it's just long enough to work for this figure, and it upgrades the figure so much with a more premium looking cape with detailing, stitches, and it's not the perfect cape for this figure. It should be a little bit longer and I might need to add a few wires to make it stick better, but you can see this looks way cleaner than the crappy cape that we got because that was just a joke. And just because people say, well, there's a really strong iron wire, it shouldn't be one or the other, it should be both. It should be a good cape and a strong iron wire, and I think this really does the job. The flexibility of the accessories are so weird that in my McFarlane versus Marvel Legends video, I addressed a lot of them were really weak, and right now they are strong as can be. So why does this keep changing? In the beginning it was really good, then I started to purchase more and more McFarlane figures, and all of a sudden these soft accessories were included. Then I started to not buy anymore, and then all of a sudden they upgraded back to good quality accessories. I don't know where this price hike is coming from. So the prices go up, the accessories go down and up in quality and what's included. So there's so much stuff here that doesn't make sense for me personally, and that's just frustrating for these McFarlane releases. Now, again, I am really happy with these Penguin Commandos and all the accessories that is included, but I am tossing so much of this just for accessories and customizing figures, and I want to make the most of it. So I am keeping the figures, but I'm just using custom head sculpts, repainting them. Catwoman is pretty cool. I don't like the ball joints they use at the legs. It just doesn't, it's just too tall in my opinion. It's so slanky, it's almost slender like. And yeah, she should be maybe more skinny. The upper legs are really bulky for Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman. It's just a generic attempt, and that doesn't make it good in my opinion. Just because we get Batman Returns doesn't mean Batman Returns is immediately good. It was a really lackluster wave in means of the quality of what was provided. It could have been so much more, especially with that deluxe title attached to it. Luckily I had many custom heads laying around to give it a few upgrades, so I will just be going in the collection bin actually just as the complete figures with the head sculpt, so I can finally have, well, somewhere to put them. And then with the Batman, and I probably won't do a 7-inch Danny DeVito penguin unless I can get another one for cheap or something. But yeah, McFarlane is really hit or miss. This was a good attempt. You can use some accessories, but for the full package, it's so far from worth it to purchase this. There's so much nostalgia. I purchased the 4K Blu-rays right before the releases for the pre-orders were coming out, so I was really on a Batman Returns train. I made a lot of custom figures for the circus gang, the skulls of the circus, and I made so many figures for Batman Returns that this had to be included for even if it was only a few parts. But then I saw there was a little bit of potential there, so I wanted to give it a good go. Here you can see that I also repainted Catwoman with a more white face because she was way more pale. I also want to say that Max Shrek got the same treatment, just a few white washes on top of it, because he looked so suntan that he left Gotham for a few years and then came back from his holiday. I just don't know where all this like quality dips are coming from. I don't know what McFarlane is offering anymore, but I do know that there's a lot of cutting corners. But this was a fun wave and I was excited for it. So that's really what I want to say. Hope you guys enjoyed, and well, if you want to see more Batman Returns figures or custom figures, have a look on my Instagram. I'll post pictures on there and maybe some more behind the scenes footage here on my page through my meta glasses, because it's quite easy to put those on and record the progress, even though it's not in the 16:9 format.